We got the Super W6 out and running. I'm getting comments, asking questions, and I'm going to try and answer them as best as I can. So let's get started. One of the questions I was asked is where the PTO control is on these, and it's right here. These are not a live PTO, and you push the clutch in and pull this lever up to engage it. I'd have to have it turned a bit to actually do that sometimes, because it's dead. Sometimes you have to let the clutch out a bit to get to mesh. There, it's in gear now. I lifted it up. It's about an inch and a half. And then you just push it down to disengage it. The PTO is exactly the same as the Farmall M. Okay. Another question is this here. This is what locks your brakes right here. And the only brake that locks is the left one. So in order to lock both, you gotta lock the brakes together to use your brake latch. So you okay with that? The controls have changed a bit on the Super W6 from the regular W6. I'll show you actually a stage 2 is the difference. The regular W6 and the stage 1, the controls are exactly the same. Your stage 2, the starter is the switch is mounted directly above the starter. Starter has 3 bolts on it. It's pretty well all the W6s do. The M's have 2 like the W4s do for some reason, but I don't know why they changed these. I don't know. But you see, this loop here was originally for the belt pulley control, and the stage 2 they put this setup on. And this is your starter control, the top one. Your choke's in the center, and your belt pulley engagement's at the bottom. Now, as you can see, stage 1s and the W6s underneath, there's a slot underneath the steering box, and that was for them. The choke rod went through underneath. It's kind of a pain to see and reach, but it went underneath and it came out below. That's on a regular W6 or stage 1 Super. And then they have a starter button that mounts right here. It goes on it mounts right here. It goes on the bottom bolt of the steering, where the back bolt of the steering box is what holds that in place on a stage 1 Super regular 6. This crank here is for the shutters originally. On a regular 6, the stop switch and the stage 1 Super 2 goes right there. So the controls are very simple on these. And if this piece is missing, this link here from like you can see, you have to either find or build the bracket if this is missing that holds to your drawbar bracket. And a regular 6 are formed in a loop, the end of them, but the regular W6 control should work. Where even an M control you might be able to make work. So there you go. That was one thing the guy was asking me about. I'm going to throw some other stuff in too. These belt pulleys run 900 RPM on the M's and the 6. That's standard speed. And they're flange mounted. You can change and put. There's different sizes. The most common on a 6 is 11, 12, and 13 inches. You could go up to 14. I don't know if you can get the real big ones on, but the real big ones are built for a 9. And 9's run a couple hundred RPM slower than the 6 does, so that's why they have bigger pulleys. And then these can be of course these can be started with a starter. You can start them by hand with a crank if you want. If you have magneto, which is optional on these, you can start them with a crank anytime, regardless of how dead the battery is, or if there's even one there. The feet on these tractors tilt over when you're not using them. There's a handle under here, and you just tilt them over. That is, when you're not using them, you always want to turn your feet back. Now the brakes, you want to always leave the brakes locked together when you run in 5th gear. You want to when you run on the road in 5th gear, you want to always ensure these brakes are locked together. So you get even braking on both wheels, because you only push one brake going road gear, you could upset. Of course, you just got a pan seat here. When you're running these tractors pulling an implement, you gotta make sure you're hanging on good and have your feet down. If you're operating both the clutch and brake pedal, you make sure you're holding both hands on your wheel and holding tight, because you're holding yourself on. If you ever go backwards, you're pulling the disc. That's probably going to be the end of you or any other implement. So that's an important factor to keep in mind. Like on these Super 6s, some have hydraulics. The hydraulic valve is bolted on an angle right here. And the clutch, on those, the clutch pedal is moved over a bit so it goes beside the valve. Then the hoses run down along the side. There's a cover that bolts here, and they go underneath the braces and back up, and on this drawbar bracket is mounted the holder for your controls, your hoses. I have a parts Super W6 here with hydraulics. I think I'm gonna put them on this tractor, and if I do, I'll probably make videos of it. So I think we'll call a video now. God bless. See you in the next video.